Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We've been talking about the Indian tribes or the Indian people or the people from Sindh that move into the Arabian Peninsula in the pre-Islamic time. And we have talked about some of them in the last two parts, and today is the third part of this series. We have already talked about the Zots, which are a native language of Indian subcontinent are called Jat. We have also talked about Maid, and last time we talked about another one of the categories of or the people that moved here, which was the Sababijas or Siabijas. They're two different names. And I've also told you that some historian went into the direction that these people were originally from the Indonesia region or Malaysia region or in that part. But a majority of the historian refute that idea. So today we'll be talking about Ahamirah. Ahamirah, which comes from the word Ahmar or red. These are the people that are called the red people. Now, why are they called the red people? There are different theories in it. And also, it is believed that originally, these people who are called Ahamirah were the natives of Indian subcontinent. We do not know exactly where or which part of it, but they probably might have been people from different parts of India or Sindh region. Why are they called Ahamirah? We will talk about that today. So Ahamirah, which is basically the plural, and the word Ahmar is the singular of that, or Muhmirah, and it basically means the red or the people who are wearing red clothing. So that was the name that was given to them. Now, there are three different kinds of people that have been called Ahamirah in the pre-Islamic Arabia. One of them were these people who were native of Indian subcontinent, and they were the oldest people that we know in the history that were called Ahamirah. And the second category of people who are called Ahamirah are the people who moved from Persia in the times of Umar radiallahu anhu in the Islamic Empire. And these people were brought as slaves. These are the Mawalis. And these are called the Bani Hamra, or were called Ahamirah. But these were brought into the Islamic kingdom during the time of Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu. So these are later people that were called Ahamirah, but originally it was the people from the Sindh. Now, according to Mas'udi in Murawwij al-Dhahab, when he talks about the people of Sindh, he does mention وَقَبْلَ ذَلِكَ فِي حُمْرِ السِّنْدِ, and then he talks about that this is about the people of Sindh who are called the Humr. And he is mentioning that when he talks about the Gautam Buddha or Bodhisaf. And similarly, in Al-Malali wal-Nahl, it also mentions the people to be wearing the red clothes. And these are one that are associated with as the followers of Gautam Buddha. So might have been possible that these are the Buddhists that have moved from the Indian subcontinent to the Arabian Peninsula. Just like Hindus made movements, these were the Buddha followers. These are the Buddhists who made similar movement in search for better future, in search of sustainability, whatever was the reason. And when they moved into the Arabian Peninsula, these people were unaware of this kind of strange clothing that was worn by the Buddhists, so they might have given them a name of Humra, or might have been given a name by the Persians, and that name got translated into Arabic as Ahamirah. This is another one. Now, if you look at the Lisan al-Arab, it says that وَالْعَرَبُ تُسَمَّ الْمَوَالِي الْحَمْرَاء, and Arab would call these slaves, the Mawalis, Humra, and Ahamirah Ajam, and these are the people from the Ajam, min qawmin min al-Ajam. Nazalul Basra, these are the people that came and settled in Basra. So they basically came from Persia into the Arabian Peninsula. And then, as I told you, there are two kinds of them. One that were original settlers, and the other one were those who came as slaves through the Persia into the Arabian Peninsula and were settled in Basra at the time of Umar radiallahu anhu. And then similarly, as it is mentioned in Al-Murawwij in Lisan al-Arab, وَالْأَسَاوِرَ مِنَ الْعَجَمِ بِالْبَصْرَ, and then these are the Asawira that came from the Ajam, from the Persia, into the Arabian Peninsula and settled in Basra. And then it also mentioned that Ahamirah bil Kufa. Ahamirah came and settled in Kufa. So there was a big number of Ahamirah present in Kufa. And also, Sam'ani writes this about the tribe of Uzd. That is actually from Himyar, from Yemen. So it is quite possible that in Kitab al-Insaf, for example, it is written that الأحمر هذه النسبة إلى الأحمر وظن إنه بطن من الأزد. So it is quite possible that a tribe from Yemen was also called Ahmar. There is a possibility. So there might have been different kinds of people that have moved into the Arabian Peninsula or were the dwellers of the Arabian Peninsula that were known by the name of Ahmar. And over the period of time when historians started reading into this, they started linking them. It's quite possible that they were not linked. And Allama Sam'ani in Kitab al-Ansab talks about is, and so it is also quite possible that these Ahamirah, as they moved into the Arabian Peninsula, and they might have made their way into Yemen, might have come in contact with the people of Uzd or in other parts of Arabia. And since these outsiders, the foreigners, used to have some ties with the Arabian tribes, just as a support system, or Arabian tribes would go out and make ties with these foreigners, just to increase the number of allies who are living in the close by vicinity. It's quite possible for that reason these people, because of their ties with these kind of people of Ahamirah, they might have been called by the same name. It's quite possible. So it is evident in lots of places that these people were wearing clothes by which they were identified. And also it is quite possible that there might have been, because there are some links of Ahmar in Yemen as well, as we find some evidences that the language that in which the Himyar tribes of Yemen, the Hamirites, would speak بلسان الحمير وقال بعضهم معنا حمر, and some of them said that they were basically called of that because of the reason that they were speaking in the dialect of Arabic that was from the Hamirites, from the Himyar. And this is not, it's quite possible. It could be because of wearing the clothing. It could be either of the two things. And also, there is a mention of these Ahamirah when Prophet ﷺ is going up north, going up north in Tabuk for the Battle of Tabuk. We see that there is a mention of these Ahamirah, that when the Prophet ﷺ reached a place between Medina and Syria, which is Syria, and then there was close by, there was Banu Ghifar, and Banu Ghifar had this close ties with Ahamirah, because Ahamirah were big in number, so Banu Ghifar were their allies in this region. So when Prophet ﷺ reached there, and Abu Arham radiallahu anhu is the one that Prophet ﷺ, and he is having a conversation, and as Abu Arham met the Prophet ﷺ, فَطَفَقَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ, and the Prophet ﷺ asked me about Bani Ghifar, as to why are they behind, why have they not come this far. وهو يسألني فقال ما فعل النفر الحمر الطوال الثط, that what about those Ahamirah that have not joined us in this cause yet. So Prophet ﷺ calling him أطوال الثط, these are the people that are not just tall, but they have bigger bellies too. Some ulama have said that this pretty much means laziness. But bigger bellies, it means that they were so lazy to move around. And then also Prophet ﷺ talked about those people who are from the Habsha, and they were settled over here, talked about the people with curly hair and dark skin, and that said that the people who keep their animals at Shabka. So again, had a long conversation, but these are a couple of references in this particular narration, the conversation between Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Abu Raham. So in Lisan al-Arab, it also says that here, فَقَالَ مَا فَعَلُ النَّضْرُ الْحَمْرِ الثِّطَاطِ, and then another narration, it uses the word مَا فَعَلُ الْحَمْرِ النَّطَاطِ. So الحمر الثطاط and حمر النطاط. So thot is basically the singular of thatat, which means a person with very big bellies, means a person who is lazy. And also it is used for the people. Here we have another word, that the people who doesn't have a lot of hair on their body are also called that. And nat is singular of natat, which is plural, which means somebody who is tall. So anyway, nafr al-hamr al-tul al-that, it probably could mean that these Ahamirah, who are the mawalis of Banu Ghiffar, allies of Banu Ghiffar, are the people who are not just tall, but were also big in size, and they were wearing red clothing. These are the only set of details we find about Ahamirah in different parts, but it looks like they were settled in big number in the Arabian Peninsula. And inshallah, next time we will talk about Asawira, for which we have a little bit more information than we have about Ahamirah, and we also need to talk about some of the other tribes that were from the Indian subcontinent or had some links in the Indian subcontinent and have moved into the Arabian Peninsula. I hope you are enjoying this, and it's a great learning experience for all of you. Please let us know in the comment section below about your learning experience in this regard. And inshallah, in the next 1 to 2 episodes, most probably in 2 episodes, we will wrap up this particular series of the tribes moving in here. But that doesn't mean we will not talk about them anymore. It's like we will talk more about them under a different topic, so that probably you may know how and where they were settled, and some of the other details about them and their contributions and things of that nature. Inshallah, we'll continue with that. Till next time, Assalamu alaikum.